Here's a random Tuesday in my life as a potter. The weather in New Orleans is still deceitfully nice, so I've been walking to my studio most days. I always walk past this house in the French Quarter that has a cockatoo, and I shit you not, this bird literally says hello and goodbye to me. Sometimes he also does tricks. We're obviously best friends. And at the studio, I was greeted by this stray orange cat that's randomly moved into our backyard. I feel like Snow White over here with all my animal friends. And then good morning, studio, or more like good afternoon. I don't work in the mornings. My main task for today is to trim these little trinket bowls that I threw yesterday. I left them out to dry overnight, and what I'm looking for is for the pot to be about the texture of leather. Since these bowls are so small, they dried a little bit faster than I expected, so they're a bit beyond that, but they're still workable. So I attached them upside down back onto the wheel to expose the bottom, and then I started trimming away some of the rough edges. I also trimmed away a bit of the sides just to make sure that I'm happy with the curve. Then I used a rib tool to polish off the sides, and then with a sponge I just cleaned off some of the ridges on the bottom. Then I just cleaned off the rim and stamped my name into the bottom, and I had 20 of these pots, so I just repeated that process 20 times. And I also had some larger trinket bowls that I threw yesterday, so I uncovered those, and they were also ready to trim. So I just stick those onto the wheel, and I basically do the same thing that I did before, except this time on a larger scale. And I only had 6 of these, so I repeated that process, you guessed it, 6 times. That was kind of my main event for the day, but I'm also starting to get some of these glazed fired things back from the kiln, which is so exciting. But it also means I have to start sanding the bottom of things, which is a little bit less exciting because it's literally just me doing this forever. But they get so smooth, so it won't scratch anyone's counters. This is also my first time showing some of the new glazes at my new studio, so let me know what you think. And for my closing act, there was a lot of dust on the floor, so I just took a wet towel and I scooped my feet around the room. I know it's a really extremely high-tech cleaning solution that I've invented. And good night!